everybody. Welcome to another Bren Skyrim storytime. And today I'm going to be reading Response to Bero's speech. Please enjoy and just sit back, relax, and just let me tell you the story. Response to Bero's speech by Malavisor, Battle Mage. On the 14th of last seed, an illusionist by the name of Bavar Bero gave a very ignorant speech at the chantry of Julianos in the Imperial City. As ignorant speeches are hardly uncommon, there was no reason to respond to it. Unfortunately, since he has since had the speech privately printed as Bero's speech to the battle mages, and has received some small undeserved attention in the academic circles. Let us put his misconceptions to rest. Bero begins his lectures with an occasionally factual account of the famous battle mages from Zoran Arctus, Tiber Septim's imperial battle mage, to Jagger Tharn, Uriel Scepter, Jules the Seventh, Vince Imperial Mage. His intent was to show that where it matters, the battle mages rely on other schools of magicka, not the school of destruction, which is supposedly a battle mage's particular forte. Allow me to first dispute these so-called historical facts. Zurian Arcadus did not create the golem Pneumadium by spells of mysticism and conjuration, as Bero alleges. The truth is, we don't know how the Pneumadium was created, or if it was a golem or an octronach in any traditional sense of those words. Uriel the Fifth's battle mage, Hermoth, was not an imperial battle mage. He simply was a sorcerer in the employ of the Empire. Thus, which spells he cast in various battles on Akavar are irrelevant, not to mention hearsay. Bero calls Empress Morthana's battle mage Wellock an accomplished diplomat, but not a powerful student of the School of Destruction. I congratulate Bero on correctly identifying an Imperial battle mage, but there are many written examples of Wellock's skill in the School of Destruction. The sage Solaris, for example, wrote extensively about Wellock casting the Vampire Cloud on the rebellious army of Blackrose, causing their strength and skill to pass on to their opponents. What is this but an impressive example of the School of Destruction? Bero rather pathetically includes Jagger Tharm in his list of underachieving battle mages. To use an insane traitor as an example of rational behavior is an untenable position. What would Bero prefer? That Tharn use a School of Destruction to destroy Tamriel by a more traditional means? Bero uses his misrepresentation of history as the basis for his argument. Even if he has found 4 excellent examples from history of battle mages casting spells outside their school, and he didn't, he would only have anecdotal evidence, which is not enough to support an argument. I could easily find 4 examples of illusionists casting healing spells or Nightblades teleporting. There's a time and place for everything. Bero's argument, built on this shaky ground, is that the School of Destruction is not a true school. He calls it narrow and shallow as an avenue of study, and its students impatient with megalomaniacal tendencies. How can one respond to this? Someone who knows nothing about casting a spell of destruction criticizing the school for being too simple? Summarizing the School of Destruction as learning how to do the maximum amount of damage in the minimum amount of time is clearly absurd, and he expounds on his ignorance by listing all the complicated factors studied in his own school of illusion. Allow me, in response to the list of factors studied in the School of Destruction. The means of delivering this spell matter the spell matter more in the school of destruction. Sorry. The means of delivering the spell matter more in the school of destruction than any other school, whether it is cast at touch or at range in a concentrated circle, or cast once to be triggered later. What forces must be reined in to cast the spell? Fire, lightning, and frost. And what are the advantages and dangers of each? What are the responses from different targets from the assault different spells of destruction? What are the possible defenses, and how may they be assailed? What are environmental factors one must take into consideration? What are the advantages of a spell of delayed damage? Bero suggests that the school of destruction cannot be subtle, yet he forgets about all the curses that fall under the mantle of the school, sometimes affecting generation after generation in subtle yet sublime ways. The School of Alteration is a distinct and separate entity from the School of Destruction, and Bero's argument is that they should be merged into one. An argument that they should be merged into one is patently ludicrous. He insists again, a man who knows nothing about the schools of alteration and destruction, is the one insisting this. That damage is part of the changing reality dealt with by the spells of alteration. The implication is that levitation, to choose a spell of alteration, is a close cousin of the shock bolt, a spell of destruction. It would make as much sense to say the school of alteration being all about the equality of change should be absorbed by the school of illusion, being all about the appearance of change. It certainly isn't a coincidence that a master of the school of illusion cast this attack on the school of destruction. Illusion is, after all about masking the truth. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this book. I gotta say, very good argument and very entertaining. While not exactly a story, it is at least a very interesting bit of piece into Tamriel's history rather than, say, a legend. Let me know in the comments what you think and if there are any books you want me to look at and read. And before we ask, no, I am not reading The Lusty Argonian Maid. Besides, it's way too short for an episode, even if I read all three. And besides, unless I get like the full story, I'm not reading that. Maybe I don't want to read the full story. Anyway, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Bye!